this meeting to order. First item is roll call. Martin Leal,
Present.
Tony Rodriguez, Larry Loft, and Calvin Walker are here. First item on the agenda is approval of the minutes of February 21st. We'll entertain a motion.
Make so moved.
Is there a second? Second. Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? Not all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. On the second page, we'll skip to approval and ratification, acknowledging the certificate of appropriateness signed by the staff following the architectural review recommendations regarding the following proposals. Number one is the Jesus Science House. It was tabled 3 times. So I'll entertain a motion.
I'd like to see what it looks like again. I've sort of forgotten which one it is.
Yep. So the Jesus Science House, as you remember, it was relocated. Right now it's standing on 1534 East Jackson, subject to be moved to the next lot, that is 1526. And we will start to rehab the house. So this is what I show on the old times. This is the vinyl siding that is covering the non-historical siding. The non-historical siding is beveled, therefore we have to put the whole envelope new. So you are going to see what the architects are suggesting. I'm showing here the historical characteristics with the wainscot, the entry door, some ceiling. You can see the bulleye, the bull eyes. You can see there. There are some doors that are still original and has been reserved before relocating. The floor is practically gone. The fireplace is very simple but nice. I was showing the classical clapboard. The number 1 should be the one that we understand that should be there. Victorian doors. Okay, this is the letter of authorization to CDCB that I communicated to Mr. Vasquez when he was the planning director, saying that this was needed by the CDCB to proceed to relocate and to do the rehab. And so here is summarizing is that the staff signed this letter of authorization to CDCB so they could handle the relocation of 1526. So therefore, the letter of authorization granted is approved and ratified to subsequently sign the corresponding COA to relocate the house. So it's curious, we don't have the COA properly signed with them because we understood that the letter of authorization was sufficient, but in any case, I want to bring the item here so you can approve and ratify.
So we just need a motion to approve the relocation.
Yes, sir.
Okay, is there a motion on the floor?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and seconded. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes.
Okay.
Next item.
So let us speak about the proper house. This is the one that you approved to demolish. And this is the rear house that was subject to demolish, the letter of authorization. Okay, and let us review what the architects have introduced to us. So this is the site plan. You can see where's the house and the rear courtyard, etc. So in this drawing, you can see what is supposedly to be demolished and what would be then the ending floor plan. As you can see, maybe the biggest change consists on the dining room to the left, but that's, let us say that when you enter through the entry door, you still are going to land on this hall that is a distributing hall. So that doesn't change, and that's what precisely the Texas Historical Commission wants. So as you can see, we have simply, or the architect has simply designed closets and so to preserve the structure that is there, so we do not change anything. So this would be the main facade, the rear facade, the southeast facade, and the northwest facade. Any window that is lost is going to be exactly reproduced with 6-on-6. Now, I want you to pay this your view and your review on this item. To the left in orange is the clapboard that I mentioned before. But they are, because it's lost, it's such as the windows when they are lost on a building. And the Texas Historical Commission says that that's okay as far as you do not impact on the visual element. They are proposing, instead of this wood clapboard, they are suggesting fiber cement with the same kind of gap and so. So I'm showing that because I'm not very sure if that is a good thing or not, or because the original clapboard is not any longer there and we don't really have photographs. And I tried to contact the Fernandez family, but they didn't.
Juan, you showed the pictures with the original clapboard.
Yeah, but that clapboard is bevel. That's not proper of the time.
No, go back to it, I'll show you.
Yeah.
Yeah, back one.
No, yeah, but that's it.
Okay, right here on the, next to the plywood covering,
Yeah.
that's the original dropped siding. I know that very well. I worked on several houses at that age. That is the original siding.
And I think that everything is bevel. Larry?
Okay.
I cannot expand this, but when I check
To the right of the plywood,
here,
to the left of the corner. Okay, okay.
when I check,
That is typical of 1910, 12, 8, right in there. That is typical of the first decade of the 20th century. I've done 2 houses that have exactly that drop siding. So the point is they don't make that anymore. So you can use something else, as you said, the fiber cement with the same kind of exposure.
okay,
And the other thing, Juan, is since this house has moved, it's sort of lost its context.
yeah. Well, yeah, perhaps I saw the clapboard on the other side, and I noticed that it was bevel for sure. But in any case, okay, I'm glad that you
I mean, just for the record.
clear, yeah.
Just for the record, and I've tried to match this and find other sources, and there are none. And on a couple of houses that I worked on, I ended up just making it myself to match, but it's not obtainable anymore. But
Okay.
it has a set exposure that you could get at least the same horizontal look on with the fiber cement.
Okay. Yeah, so I think that, I mean, they have worked with the Texas Historical Commission, and that's the reason why they were proposing, okay, we don't have the original. I mean, I went with the architect and we both saw the bevel siding. And that's the reason why, without even telling to me, he has drawn this drawing that instead of the clapboard, put fiber cement, but with the same gap. So in any case, I was wanting to show you because I don't want to, to go ahead without you knowing perfectly what's going on. So they are showing also the sections, and they are going to mimic the little trims that you have under the eaves and so. They photograph all the doors so they can reuse it. They are going to keep the wainscot, and the wainscot that is lost, they will reproduce it. This is a detail of the interior. It's going to be the kitchen, etc.
Well, the wainscoting is available at Home Depot. Yep, exactly the same.
Here they took all these kind of photographs just to remind us that that's what the house would look like later, including the baseboard. So here I'm simply reminding the wood features by the Secretary of Interior Standards, the repair and replace and so. When you have windows, what are the principles? More windows and more windows. The landscaping, as you know, we are enforcing now landscaping, so we will plant the trees required on 463E for single homes. So the staff recommendation is to approve the item following that the owner must fill out the building and COA applications. The roof structure would be repaired in kind. The facades and the features would be repaired or replaced in kind and meeting the codes of the IBC and IRC. So what I'm asking is to approve and ratify the rehab of the house.
Okay, is there a motion to approve?
A motion to approve, make a motion to approve.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made, second. Any further discussion? Not all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. Let the record show that Tara Putin showed up at 12:09 to the meeting.
But no,
Thank you.
wait it out.
Thank you.
Okay, next item, number 3.
Okay, so this is now is the Jesus Science site. Both properties were owned by Jesus Science. Now that we have relocated the house, you can see there the evolution of the house. Practically is the same floor plan. You can see on pink, that's the house that was burnt around 1920s and substituted by the brick house that is now. This is the lot, the corner lot now, perfectly clean this morning. The other one, and then this is the structure. So as you can see, the roof is really in bad condition, such as the porch piers. As you well know, this was introduced a long time ago with how is going to be the view of the development. The house still retained, and then you would have a palapa at the corner and the parking on the back. So you would see the house there as it is right now. Okay. So while I'm speaking about porch columns and the brick piers, the Craftsman, I don't think that the house would have a strong add value if an original Craftsman house could be fitted there. But that's up to the owner. Okay, I'm putting here the landscape, because the landscape, we are going to need trees and so, following the ordinance that is being enforced in outskirts and now in downtown as well. Okay, examples of fences with the 42 inches on front and on the sides can be higher. So the structure here, it says that replacing in kind or with substitute material, those porticos or features of the structural system, and that are either extensively deteriorated or are missing. You can do that naturally in kind and so. Again, the wood features, those that can be bring back or preserve could be, but what I saw this morning is that the windows are also in very bad condition. So the element to be substituted would be another single hung window, 1-on-1, and that's it. Okay, this is the standards for the rehab. So what I'm saying here is, summarize is, again, in November of 24, the letter of authorization to CDCB was handled for the relocation and further rehab. The new development was presented at a meeting to the HPC on May, June, and July of the last year. However, in the meeting of July, the HPC approved the demolition of 1526. So to relocate the Jesus Science to the lot, and there were no comments against the proposed replacement of the project. That is the one that I have shown on the renders. So considering the comments and references written above, the following recommendations are the ones suggested by the staff. Okay, the owner must fill a building COA application, and COA applications, a COA may be granted to consolidate the structure because it's really in bad condition, and we don't want to have more harm on that building. The roof structure must be completely replaced in kind, same building materials, same size and volume characteristics. We have, Mr. Garcia and me have speak about the same kind of volume, height, and so with the same slope, so we do not notice the difference. The facades and their features, this regards to the windows mainly, would be, again, single hung windows, 1-on-1. Now, in this case, because the wood windows are so harmed, could be double glazing. There's no problem at all, but should be wood, painted and so, whatever. We are suggesting that a craftsman house that can be found on the San Antonio and Galveston depots in the historic warehouses for $200. So it's a lot of, you would save a lot of money and you would grant a lot of, strong character to the house. But this is a suggestion. The landscape has to be 463, light color and IBC and IRC codes to meet the project. So if you just go and move forward to approve and ratify the project.
Okay, I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
The motion made, is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion? Not all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed? Motion passes. Mr. Garcia, on behalf of the Heritage Council, we want to thank you for the Jesus Science House, repurposing it and relocating it. We appreciate that very much. Okay, going back to item number 1, 1112 East Washington, the Chriselle Building.
Yep.
Mr. Velez.
Yes, let me, okay, here. Okay, this is the Chriselle building. It was built in 1911. He brought it to the Mortons and developed the building. It appears in several newspaper releases of the era. And the first one coming inside was J.B. Viano that had a confectionery that was located at Adams and 12, in front of Dodici. So the building is a contributing structure, meaning that the owner could have tax credits and naturally once completed tax exemptions. This is the evolution of the site. You don't see the site until the 1914. It's the second half lot from the top. All right. So you can see a very narrow patio on the back, still there. The building is awesome. This is the Ronion photograph from 1912. So you would see that it's Italianate, still has the original cap. The issue that I find is that the lintels were different, and also those two single home windows are lost, such as naturally the storefront. But the storefront, you can see that it's the classical storefront with a recessed entry door. You are going to see what they are proposing. And just look also to the beam or to the decoration between the first and second floor. Now, we don't know if it is lost or not. We should have to check it once the Indian Palace sign is removed. So this is how it looked like. First floor on the top, second floor on the bottom with the interior patio. This is how it looked like. So they are going to preserve the recessed entry door and so. This is how the facade looks like, and this is what they wanted. What I'm suggesting, you would see on the staff recommendations, don't change the lintels because that's what we find right now. And we don't know, the photograph is great, but we cannot reproduce that Italianate, overheads, because the photograph does not specify completely the details, such as the beam that is between the first and second floor. We would prefer just once they remove the Indian Palace sign, we'll check what is behind. What is great is that they are bringing the old storefront with the recessed door. Maybe that door should be Victorian or whatever, and the independent entry door to the second floor to the left. Now, what I noticed is that they are going to do the bottom areas instead of wood with fiber cement. Okay, but the top areas they wanted also to use fiber cement. I would prefer to going back to the photograph, and as we already know, even when it's covered by the canopy, to do a transom windows and transom doors there, rather than a blind, scheme as they are proposing. This is how you can deal with the windows, storefronts. It's very, very clear as well. This is another page for the storefronts. Fortunately, we have the photograph, therefore the drawing is okay. Landscape regulations, well, just in case we were seeing maybe he can plant something on the patio. So the staff recommendation is to, okay, the first point is lintels versus window crowns. The photograph seems to be insufficient to redesign and build the original, so the staff is proposing to preserve the existing brick lintels. Storefront shows the display windows with transom windows, lower wood window panels with wood pilasters and a recessed door. Fiber cements are okay for the bottoms, but for the transoms, we will prefer to mimic the classical transom windows that we have here in Brownsville. And the second floor entry door, okay, that's original. We are suggesting to preserve it. And the single hung windows on the second floor, okay, maybe they can go back to one-on-one rather than that panoramic window that it's already there. Okay, clean with very low pressure water, the brick that is right now painted in white, and very, very special care with the original metal pediment. Meet the UDC and IBC.
Can you go back to the floor plan, proposed floor plan? There. Mr. Garcia, what is the second floor proposed to?
No,
Before.
no, Mr. Garcia is not the owner. The owner is not here.
Do what?
The owner is not here. Okay, the second floor, I can answer you. The second floor is not going to be a restaurant. It's going to be a kind of a, how could I say, and not exactly after hours, an independent place to gather and drink and so, because it has an independent entry. So it would not be a restaurant. You can see the bar there, huge bar, but they are not going to
Where's the elevator?
right now have any kind of restaurant.
Where's the elevator?
What elevator?
Yeah, that's what I'm asking.
You need an elevator for the second floor? Yes. He's only clarifying because he's not the owner. Yeah, it's absolutely empty. It's like this.
You gotta have an elevator. How do you get up there if you're handicapped?
Okay, well, if it is needed an ADA, because ADA conditions an elevator, they should have to do the space, the corresponding space. So maybe you want to, or some board member want to clarify that on the recommendation, if it is needed or not.
Okay, so your staff recommendation is to approve?
Yes, but with what you are saying, maybe the comment would be adding the potential elevator needed for ADA.
But I would think that the code, when it gets to code review, that will surely come up.
Yeah. Okay. I'll entertain a motion.
So moved.
There's a motion made to approve. Is there a second?
I'll second.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed? Motion passes. We're going to skip over number 2 and number 3 because the information listed there is not totally correct. So we'll go straight to number 4. 934 East Levy Street, Renfro and Renfro.
Okay, this was the Great Western Renfro law office. There were 2 offices here. It was built in 1959, but you would see the render. And the render shows this is how the facade was. The aluminum was original, but not the facade. This is the original facade, so it has nothing to do with what you were finding before. You have an entry door to the right for the Great Western Loan Company. Probably the left was the door to the Renfro offices. I've been speaking with Mr. Daniel Renfro, but he was not able to find any photograph to show us how was the building. And the 2-story building on the back, set back on the back, was already designed there. So Mr. Garcia is proposing this, that is a kind of a reinterpretation of what it was what is about the brick style. As you know, and I said in the last meeting, Ruth McGonigal did her own interpretation on the 60s. It was what it was called border brick revival style. So this would be kind of a border brick revival, we may say. These are the different renders shown up. I'm showing here the different conditions, the landscape, again, even when the area to do landscaping is on the back and is where the parking is located. So what I'm suggesting is, I mean, the item can be approved if you like the facade, or maybe you want to have some more proposals from the owner.
Mr. Garcia, are you in approval of the recommendations of Mr. Velez staff? These,
Yes, actually, what I want to also propose to you guys is we own the buildings next door. So both sides, the right and the left, we own the same buildings, and we are trying to mimic the same pattern of the facade that we are trying to do in one building, trying to allocate the buildings as if it was like a plaza. So the idea is to bring that on the side. I don't know if, can you show this? I brought something. So you can see the buildings on the side are gonna have the same brick and the same canopy on top, trying to do and it's very similar to a lot of the buildings that we have downtown. So it's just trying to bring on Levy Street the same concept.
My comment regarding this, when I was speaking with Mr. Garcia, is the building to the right that you can see here in the photograph in the slide. That's nothing. I don't have any issue. Now, the left one has the original brick and fossilized stone on top of the entry door. So perhaps that building could be preserved in that way. And so,
One on the left, we're keeping the same because it's like that, and we're gonna
yes,
maintain.
the one to the right is nothing.
Mr. Velez lists 7 items here we could approve if you're in agreement with those 7 items.
The items, what are the items, Mr. Velez?
Wait a minute. The recommendations, you mean, Mr. Walker?
Yeah.
Okay, the recommendations are,
Right there.
Oh,
No,
sorry.
go back. Right there.
oh, okay, yeah, request the building and COA permits, that's okay.
I already got the permits.
Yes. Preserve the terrazzo, he's going to preserve the terrazzo, he showed me, I went through the interior and so, he's going to even preserve the staircase to the second floor. He's going to, aluminum storefront, preferably of a light color, he's putting now black, but also if you put a light color with that canopy and facade, maybe you do not have a highlight of the building itself. Glass must be clear, not tinted, he knows it. The landscape, we will work in the landscape. He knows it.
There's no room for landscaping.
Yeah,
because
it's
on the back is, it's just parking, so
Yeah.
there's no room for that.
You're in
so.
agreement with these items?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
And then the last one
Anybody
is,
have any other questions for Mr. Garcia? Okay. You have any other comments?
No, it's gonna be looking very nice. And another thing is, this is gonna be my office.
Oh,
So
okay.
I want to share with you guys that this building is gonna be our office. We're relocating from the old Southmost Savings and Loan building. I can share that we sold it. We sold the building, so we need to move to another place.
Okay.
And we're gonna do another project on that building, on the Southmost Savings and Loan, and you're gonna see me here again, because we're gonna do the concept of what it's gonna be. On the building.
We're kind of accustomed to you being before us.
I'm sorry?
We're accustomed to you being here before us.
Yeah, and if I can go back to the first one that we promote, the one in Jefferson, I want to also thank you guys for helping and relocating the house and everything. It just landed on the precise moment. I have a visitor for a restaurant on Monday for that particular site. So the timing was just enough in order to me to present the project. So I think we have the project that I told you, the restaurant that was gonna come in, and hopefully we can land the business. So thank you so much.
All right, thank you. I'll entertain a motion to close public hearing.
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes. Now I'll entertain a motion
So
to
moved.
approve.
Motion to approve?
All right, is there a second?
Second.
Motion made and second. Any further discussion? If not, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
And those opposed, motion passes.
Adjourn?
Okay, is that it, Mr. Velez?
Yes, adjourn only.
Is there a motion to adjourn?
So moved.
Is there a second?
Second.
Relax for a second. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Those opposed, motion passes.
Thank you very much.
I have a meeting, guys.
You guys have a seat. Yes, sir. Good to see you. Yes, sir. Yeah, she should see that.
Sorry about that.